Hi, Aunt Angel here. I want to talk about why you shouldn't lie, especially when you're trying to impress someone. I know that might be counterintuitive and counter to some of the advice out there. Not going to name any names, but there are some wing girls out there who might tell you that you should lie to a woman and give her some piece of flattery in order to disarm her and in particular to give her a compliment about something that you don't think is attractive and that in fact you think that she might be self-conscious about, so that she will feel confused, be manipulated. And here's the thing, that kind of manipulation does work all too often, not gonna lie. But the problem with it is that if you get a woman by degrading her and making her question some part of herself, or by fluffing up some part of herself that you think she's insecure about, you're not gonna respect her for falling for it. And over time, you're going to erode your attraction towards her. So the more successful you are at getting her to be attracted to you, the less you're going to be attracted to her. And this is a catch-22 I have lived on in a lot of different scenarios, a number of times, and feel like I know it pretty well. And even knowing it, have fallen for it, and then ended up being disrespected and devalued. And I can see, with hindsight, that beautiful thing, hindsight, it's easy to see how that first time, in my case, my last lover complimented my ears, and I am not self-conscious about my very large ears. I'm more self-conscious about them now since this happened, but I have other things in my body image that bother me more than my ears, so it's never really been a point that bothered me. But when he complimented me on my ears, which I later saw that wing girl give tips on, but in any case, at the time, it raised a red flag in my psyche, knowing that was an odd thing to say, and that it did not seem true. And yet he was so charming, and I ended up falling in love with him, and we ended up having a confusing relationship for about 5 years. And now that it's been a few years since that relationship ended, quite painfully, I will add, I can see how way back, that very first interaction that we had that was romantic, we knew each other for 30 years before that as friends, but the very first time that he hit on me by telling me that he liked my ears, I was correct. That red flag was correct in thinking that he was trying to say something about something he thought that I was self-conscious about, even though I wasn't, and I'm still not really. It did raise that flag, and had I listened more to that flag, then I probably could have saved myself a lot of painful heartache. Now, all that said, would I choose to do that? No, probably not. Like most of us, I tend to think it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, right? Despite some of the gaslighting and psychological turmoil of that relationship, I remain grateful for that. And all my relationships, really, I've learned that they are here for me to learn and grow from. So my original point was just, if you're wanting to flatter a girl, pick something that you genuinely like about her. Don't pick something that you think that she doesn't like and make up a compliment, because that will bite you and her in the ass later. It might not seem like it at first, and it might work great for getting laid one time, but you will, even if you never see her again, or him again, if you're one of those rare women using that on men, although that is more rare. It does happen. Or on other women for that matter, probably less rare than that. I don't know that much about that world, but I imagine we're all human beings. So manipulation occurs in all the different kinds of partnerships. So what I'm trying to say is don't lie, don't manipulate. If you want to give someone a compliment, give them a genuine compliment. And if you want to get somebody attracted to you, it's a great idea to give them a compliment, but don't give them a false compliment. Do not give them a compliment about something you think they're insecure about, because you will lose respect for them. And then you won't be, even if they're attracted to you, you won't be attracted to them. Rant over. That's your hit of advice from Auntie Angel to you. I'm back in the Head Hutt. Isn't it gorgeous in here? It's this time of day. I just love it. And I thank you for being you. Thank you for stopping by. Do check out the description if you want to find ways of supporting me. And check out my book about this mega sculpture, the Head Hutt. I actually have it in more than one option, black and white and in color and in digital on Kindle, and with and without my dramatic story, all about how and why I built this mega sculpture. So thank you. Thanks for being you. Stay free.